Hello and welcome. It turns out Anthropic, the company behind Claude, has an entire free training site. The site is called Anthropic Academy. Right now there are 19 courses, ranging from the basics all the way up to building your own tools. I only found out about it recently myself. I went through the courses. I'll share the 3 I'd start with and explain why. Then I'll cover the rest, so you'll have an idea which ones are worth your time. 19 courses are a lot, and you don't need all of them. Some are pretty specific, like the one for nonprofits and the one for teachers. Let's start with the top 3, the ones I'd recommend. Third is Introduction to Agent Skills. So what does that actually mean? A skill is simply an instruction you write once and save. Instead of explaining the same thing to Claude every time, you write it once and it uses it automatically when needed, which adds up fast if it's something you'd otherwise be retyping every session. A simple example, if you keep asking Claude to write in your brand voice or format things the same way every time, that's a skill. Write it once and you stop repeating yourself. It's third because it's the most advanced of the 3. Most people don't get to this point, since many never move past, how do I write a good prompt? This is the next step. Instead of starting from scratch every session, you're building something that remembers. And that's where the real time savings comes in. It only makes sense once you're comfortable with the tool and know how to use it. If you're starting here without experience, you'll end up writing instructions for things you don't yet fully understand. Second is AI fluency. This course isn't about a specific tool. It's about how you actually work with these systems, how you ask questions, push back when the answer isn't good, and give them enough information instead of starting from scratch each time. It's in my top 3 for a couple reasons. First, it's the foundation. It helps everything else make more sense, including the other 2 courses I mentioned. Second, hardly anyone teaches this. Everyone has their 10 prompts that'll change your life, but almost no one explains that this is a skill, like writing or research. And you can improve at it. That's what this course does, and it's one you'll least likely to find on your own. The course is built around 4 skills, and they're worth going over. Delegation is knowing what to hand off to AI and what you should do yourself. Description is giving enough context to do the job right instead of one-line prompts and hoping. Discernment is being able to tell a good answer from a confident sounding bad one. AI says both the same way. And diligence is checking your own work, making sure what you ship is actually accurate and yours to stand behind. You don't need to write code yourself to run a system like this. You need to know how to direct it. First, Claude Code 101. It's first ahead of fluency in the skills course for a simple reason. It's practical. Fluency is about how you think. Skills are what you develop over time. But this course lets you actually make something, even if you've never written code before and never planned to. Here's the one thing I wouldn't want you to skip: the Claude MD file. It's just a plain text file in your project, but it's the closest you get to teaching the tool how you work. You write the rules, how you want things done, and what to avoid just once. And it reads that every time before doing anything else. It's a difference between explaining yourself over and over and explaining yourself once. Most people skip it when they first start, and then they wonder why the tools keep doing things its own way. Don't make that mistake. That one file helped me more than anything else here. And it's not something you set once and forget. You'll keep tweaking it as you figure out what the tool keeps getting wrong. And it gets a little better every time you do it. Those are the top 3. Now for the rest. Some of these are worth your time, depending on your needs. And I'd rather explain than leave you guessing. I sorted the courses into 4 groups. I'll give you a quick summary of each, what it is and who it's for. I'll be clear about which ones are useful for most people and which ones are only relevant in certain situations. The other beginner courses. These are where to start if you haven't built anything yet. Claude 101 is the real starting point. It covers how to use Claude for daily tasks like writing, summarizing, and explains the main features. If you're new to Claude, start here, not with Claude Code. It's useful for almost everyone. Claude Platform 101 is for those who want to build on Claude, even if you only used the chat box before. It's a step from using Claude to building with it. Worth checking out if you're going to build something later. Introduction to Claude Cowork covers how Claude can work alongside you on your own files. Handling real, multi-step tasks with your actual work, not just answering questions. It's a good course, but it makes the most sense once you have real projects you want help with. Cowork is different from regular Claude because it can access your files and can actually do things on your computer, not just chat. You give it a folder and it can see and change everything in that folder. So here's an important rule. Only give it the folder it really needs. Don't point it at your whole desktop or give it a folder of tax documents, just in case. Make a clean folder for the job and only what it needs inside. And that's all it can access. It's a powerful tool, but it does exactly what you tell it to. So be careful where you point it. Second group, building things. This is where you head when you've learned the basics and want to create tools, not just use chat. Quick notice before I start. These courses aren't beginner friendly. This group expects you to know some coding. If that's not you yet, it's fine to skip this group for now and come back later when you're ready. Building with Claude API is a complete guide to working with Claude behind the scenes, focusing on the engine rather than the dashboard. This is the course for those who want to build their own app. It's the longest, most in-depth course on the site. So set aside a good chunk of time. Worth it if you're ready to dive in. Here's a time saver. Introduction to Context Protocol is already included in the API course. It's the same material, so you're taking the API course. You can skip this standalone one. You won't miss anything. Claude Code in Action is the next step after Claude Code 101. It's less about learning the tool and more about how it fits into real work. If you like Claude Code 101, this is the next natural course. Introduction to Model Context Protocol. It's how you connect to Claude to other tools and services so it can access your stuff. As I mentioned, if you're taking the full API course, this is already included, so you can skip it. The only reason to take it separately is if you just want the connecting tools part without committing to the full API course. Model Context Protocol, Advanced Topics, is different. It's not included in the API course and offers more advanced production level content. If you're already building these connections for real, this course is still worth your time after the API course. Introduction to Sub-Agents explains how sub-agents let you delegate small tasks to helpers. Keep your main conversation organized. It's useful only if your project is big enough to need the extra help. Third group, Understanding AI itself. This connects back to my number 2 pick, AI Fluency, AI Capabilities and Limitations. Remember, AI Fluency, my number 2, this is the other half, where the Fluency course teaches how you work with AI. This one teaches how AI works underneath, how it's trained, why it predicts the next word, what it actually knows, and why it forgets things halfway through a conversation. It's not a how-to, it's a mental model of the machine you're using. I think this course is valuable for almost everyone, and here's why. It doesn't become outdated. It focuses on the parts of AI that stay the same even as models improve. So unlike a tool tutorial that's outdated in 6 months, what you learn here remains useful. It's quietly one of the most valuable courses on the list. There are also 4 more versions of AI Fluency course, each aimed at a different group. I'm not going to rank these since there's no best option. You just pick the one that fits you. AI Fluency for educators, for teachers and the people building courses. AI Fluency for students, using this stuff for school in a career without handing over your own thinking entirely. AI Fluency for nonprofits, for nonprofit teams who want the time savings without losing the plot on what they're there to do. AI Fluency for small businesses, same idea for small business owners trying to get more done with less. Teaching AI Fluency is a step above the rest. This course is for the people who want to teach others AI Fluency in a classroom, not just learn it for themselves. Fourth group. This one's easy because it only matters if you're already working on these platforms. Claude with Amazon Bedrock is about using Claude through Amazon's cloud setup, AWS. If your company or your projects already run on AWS, this one shows you how to plug Claude into it. If none of that sounds familiar, this one probably isn't for you, and that's fine. You'll know if it applies. Claude with Google Cloud Vertex AI is the same idea, just for Google's platform instead of Amazon. Only worth your time if you're already building on Google Cloud. Both of these assume you can write a bit of code and already know your way around the platform. So they're not really starting points. They're for people who got a specific reason to be there. So that's the order I'd go in. Claude Code 101 first, then AI Fluency, then Agent Skills. And now we've got a sense of where the other 16 fit into. So you're not left staring at a list, wondering where to start. One thing before you go. If you've already taken any of these, I'd like to know which ones actually helped you the most. Drop it in the comments. If this helped, consider subscribing.